Stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries. I'm going to start by giving all the praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushai Ba'ashem, Awachak Double honors to the elder apostles of the great millstone who rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations unto the tabernacle of David, the hopeful elect that are scattered abroad. And what you see on the screen, this was a Facebook Meta ad or commercial. And what you're going to see in this commercial is straight up left hand wickedness. We know that the elites, the powers that be that rule this current world, they deal with left hand esoteric symbology. And a lot of people, because they're in the gross darkness, they can't really see, the hidden wickedness, because it's hidden behind symbolism. And you had a master Freemason by the name of Manly P. Hall, if I'm not mistaken. He basically said in a quote that basically a veil would be broken from the eyes of man if they understood the language of symbolism. And these people are, when you watch this commercial and you see the people that are going into this little art museum, but this is supposed to represent, the metaverse. You're coming into a virtual world where everything is going to be hokey dokey, colorful, good, fun, but it's really designed for evil. And this is all really psychological warfare. All right. And when you actually pay attention to these people, when they're looking at this art, you could see them in a trance, like they're under heavy enchantment, heavy mind control going on. And that's why the scriptures tell us, to, put on the whole armor of the Most High that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. All right. It also says to be circumspect, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the times because the days are evil. We're in the days of evil where the left hand is turning it up. We're in the year of the Lord turning things up. The Lord is allowing the left hand to get turned up too. So we got to definitely be mindful. All right, the war is on for you, your soul, and also even your children. Okay. So anyway, let's watch this, and you're gonna catch some of the symbolism, and I'll go into it.
This is the dimension of imagination.
So, the average person wouldn't have caught some of this symbolism. We see what this is designed for, going back to meta, and which, you look that up, which the brothers, different apostles, they went into this, what the word meta even means. Let's look up that word meta. And it says here, meta, word forming element of Greek origin, meaning after, behind, among, between, changed, altered, higher, beyond. Okay. So basically to go beyond, to change. And these devils are really trying to change the course of nature. They want to move you away from a natural order, a divine order from the Most High, and they want to transcend that, go beyond that, trying to play the Most High on earth. And that's why in Thessalonians it talks about, he exalted himself above all that is called God. He sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Well, that's, what they're doing, and that's what they're intending to do with this technology and shifting the course of nature. All right. Preparing you to eat fake food created by them. Your money is going to be created by them and not from the earth. It's all everything digital, and your body being connected to that system. This is all part of the image of the beast that they're, basically enchanting the world into worshiping. You see? So going back to this commercial, and when you go to the beginning and you look at that, the main image that they were looking at, you can see that they was in a trance, just looking at their counters, just looking at them. You could tell that they were under mind control as they were listening to the music, bobbing their head, and just looking at everything going on in this so-called virtual world. These are all part of enchantments, man. But this right here, this actually represents in an old Aryan, or should I say Middle Persian religion known as um, Zoroastrianism. All right, Zoroastrianism. And that concept is it's a mythological concept, but even within that particular religion, they believed in the duality of good versus evil. You had a God over good, and you also have the God over evil. And that's what this basically represents. This particular animal, this tiger, he represents the god of evil. All right, and is depicted in certain hieroglyphs of a basically some type of beast devouring an animal. All right, like a bull or a buffalo. Now, when you look it up, it goes back to the god Amar Araman. Okay, and when you look up here, just from world history, it says Araman is the evil spirit in early Iranian religion, Zoroastrianism, and Zervanism, the lord of darkness and chaos, and the source of human confusion, disappointment, and strife. So that's what that represented. And this is what they put as hidden symbolism in this commercial. So they hide things right in plain sight, but they know that you wouldn't understand it because it's very esoteric. Okay, the higher ups know all about this. That's why they put it in there. So they understand what they represent in the world. All right. And we just so happen right now, we're in the midst of total confusion. Gross darkness covers the people. All right. Disappointment and strife. There's a lot of strife in the world. It's a lot of chaos, disorder, and that's what he represents. So this is that spiritual battle. All right. The duality, the spirit, the fight between good and evil. Like it says in Sirach, the 33rd chapter. Let's go to Sirach 33. Because that concept is actually biblical. But these other heathen nations, they have their own concept of it, and they uh, they mythalize it. All right, Sirach 33 in verse 14, it says, "Good is set against evil, and life against death. So with the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly." So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two and two, one against another. And that same concept is even found in these other religions. All right, and this concept is also adopted within the Catholic realm, Judaism, and also Islam. Now, let's go to real quick Wikipedia. It's a lot. Let me actually let me go here. Let's go here real quick. All right, let me go down real quick to down here. Now it says Opus Sanctorum Angelorum. All right, and that's Latin for opus means work. All right, work. Sanctorum, it actually means holy place. Something that's sanctified is made holy. So work holy, and then anglorum is plural for angels. All right. So basically the work of holy angels, and that's a slogan or a term within the Roman Catholic Church. It says the Opus Sanctorum and Anglorum, a debated group inside the Roman Catholic Church, defines Ahriman as a demon in the rank of fallen powers. It says his duty is to obscure human brains from the truth of the Most High God. Okay, so basically it's just a left-hand spirit, which we know Satan. He's the adversary, and that is his job to go to and fro in the earth. All right, and we're up against that. That's the battle that we're up against. That's the fight. Okay, and that's real quick. Let's go to Ephesians the 6th chapter. It is Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 11. It says, "Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world." All right, and that's who we're up against. Okay, and they're putting these images in your head, showing you who they represent. They're here to keep the spirit of obscurity, darkness, chaos, rebellion upon the world, and that's through the acts or the working of Satan that's dealing with them on the left hand side against spiritual wickedness in high places. Okay, so yeah, you know, and this is that concept stemming from that particular religion. All right, and a lot of these people are they're ignorant, they're in gross darkness because of the rulers of the darkness of this world. All right, but that goes back to the power of Shaitan. Second Thessalonians 2. I'll start at verse 7. It says, "For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed." All right, Esau, "whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, the prophets, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming." When he's coming back in his glory with the angels, his kingdom's gonna get obliterated. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan. All right, which they call it the working of holy angels. Nah, not now. Satan is an angel. This is a working of an angel, but not the holy angels. All right, this is coming from the spiritual demon Satan, and that's why Esau, he's the physical counterpart to Satan. All right, he goes back to that serpent in the garden, and notice you saw in that same uh, 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 commercial when they was up, when they was dancing to the music, and they see all the trees and the animals. You also saw a part where there was a bunch of snakes hanging from trees. We know what the snakes represent. You see that? You seeing the snakes hanging from the tree, and Esau, he's the ultimate serpent. Okay, it says even him who's coming after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. All right, this virtual reality world, that's all after the working of Satan, man. With left hand power, that's considered to be miraculous, to be able to enter into a whole nother world, see things 3D, and got people wandering after the beast, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. Because we're trying to, the Lord through his prophets is trying to warn our people away from this devil and his devices. All right, let's say should get an advantage of us, but we're not ignorant of his devices. And we try to break these things down. But Jake being programmed, by this society, by the rulers of the darkness of this world, they'll think that what you're telling them is a bunch of BS, is conspiracy theory. It all it's all superstition and religion and all this other stuff. They don't. They really don't want to hear the truth. They want to continue to be mesmerized by Satan. So the Lord basically gives them over to that. Verse 11, and for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion that they shall believe a lie. You living in a virtual world, that's a lie. That's not reality. Okay? This artificial technology is AI, artificial intelligence. It, yeah, it's power, but it's on the left hand side. And this is all to rebel against the righteous true power, to take the concept of the Most High out of the earth. It says that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness. And they all are going to be condemned. Okay? So we got to be mindful. We got to be alert. All right? Be sober, be vigilant. And to be sober means to be basically alert, keeping your spiritual eye open. Because this is part of the condition of the battle. And all these people around us, they under heavy trances. They got spirits all on them. They all are enchanted. And that's what these things are designed to do. To take your mind away from the natural order. Okay. So, I hope that this was received, because when I watched it, I was like, man, I know it's all kind of hidden left hand symbology all up in this. And then you had a couple Edomites on TikTok and on other videos, there was going into it. And I decided, I was like, let me go into it and look into it. And you can see it. All right. So, that's pretty much it. I could have, went longer, went into it more, but for the sake of time, because I got to get going, I'm gonna just cut it right there. But as you can see, this is spiritual warfare, man. We do not, even though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. All right, so we got to keep that spiritual guard, man. Put on the whole armor, keep it on, because these devils are pretty much telling you what they're intending to do. All right. So anyway, with that. I'm gonna give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, double honors to the elder apostles of the great millstone who rule well, peace, blessings, and salutation to the elect. Shalom.